Lambeau to kick off for Jacksonville.
The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A first carry now for Dalvin Cook. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up 2nd down.
He
does a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. To throw, Kaepernick. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and it's 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
They're able to convert with a gain of 4
at the 28-yard line.
They run again on 1st down. Cook, and he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Jacob Phillips.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
On 2nd down, here's Kaepernick. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings us all the way back down inside the 10-yard line.
First down and goal.
So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Darius Geis.
So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
On 2nd and goal, Minshew. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown.
touchdown.
DJ Chark, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jags have taken the early lead. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars.
Makes the score Jaguars 7, Vikings 0.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. Well, he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Kaepernick to throw on 2nd down. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one goes for 30 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's again to Cook. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Move the chains. A gain of 7 on 3rd down.
And it's pretty evident when you watch how Minnesota plays, just how important Dalvin Cook is to their offense. 1,000-yard rusher a year before, the first one the Vikings had since Adrian Peterson was dominating their carries. And having Cook in the lineup for the bulk of the season, that made Minnesota exactly what their head coach Mike Zimmer wanted them to be. A much more physical team that complemented their defense.
At the 16-yard line.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. Escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. K'Lavon Chaisson in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. Here's 3rd and long. Kaepernick needing a big play to counteract the sack. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the 1st.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
And he stopped immediately there. It was Jacob Phillips who was able to bring him down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Working from the gun. It's Kaepernick. And Thiel's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Dan Bailey now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2.
The game at 7.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Minshew. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down. Geis, they'll try to run it. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and that makes the score 14-7.
Josh Lambeau to kick off for Jacksonville.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Kaepernick now to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, sometimes those cliches really come true, don't they, when they talk about it takes all 11 to play good defense. We've seen that in this ball game. I think the secondary has to be singled out, though. They are in the presence of every receiver whenever the ball's thrown, and this one they help force another incompletion.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. On play action, it's Kaepernick. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
The Last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Handoff comes to Cook, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line.
44-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On the pickup, it's 2nd and inches at the Vikings' 46-yard line.
This one out quickly to Westbrook. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
It's a gain.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had a big play in the run game to play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was trying to find his tight end, Josh Oliver. And now it's 2nd down.
After that throw, it was definitely one that he would love to have back. I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off, if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. It'll be Minshew again. Off to Geis on the screen. And he'll be brought down shy of the first down marker at the 11. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. The kick by Lambeau is good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Josh Lambeau to kick off for Jacksonville.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a play fake. Kaepernick. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Tajay Sharp, the intended target, and it's third down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Kaepernick. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. He's at the 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Vikings have made this now a one-score game. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game.
Makes the score Jaguars 17, Vikings 14.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And he returns this to the 22.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Down Jaguars.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Geis. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Anthony Harris.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the 39, Minshew. This is caught inside the 15. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Out of the gun is Minshew. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. DJ Chark, first-time Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Minshew sets to throw. He'll try to set up the screen. It's complete. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15.
Taken down.
So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough 3rd down call. Again, Minshew looking to throw. And it'll be intercepted. The rookie Cameron Dantzler picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Intercepted. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. On the ground, it's Geis. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great effort there. With his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. So the big play to kick off the drive set them up first and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they're able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown. We saw the payoff. But, of course, that big, long chunk play is what got him in position.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Again, this is Cook. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Play brings up 3rd down and 9.
Now Kaepernick. And he finds Cook. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. And officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Now this throw caught left side. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
10 at the 22-yard line.
On first down, Kaepernick. Flush to his right. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that. And they force another incompletion.
Kaepernick will try again on 2nd down. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. 3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. So give him the first down. 1st and goal after a pickup of 4, and the decision to go for it pays off. And he will score. Justin Jefferson. His second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen, steal a possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
And the drive begins with a run by Geis, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 45.
Darius Geis, the ball.
Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
From the 44, Minshew. He's going to, this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. Chris Conley, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Takes this about 5 yards deep.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Left side, Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They fake the give. Now Kaepernick. He'll buy some time right. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
On 2nd down. It's Cook. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
By Miles Jack. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Kaepernick. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the 1st. They get him to the ground at the 37. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They're going for it. It's Kaepernick. And it is incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. A real chance for them to salt this game away after that turnover on downs, holding a 2-score lead in the fourth quarter. And some space here. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there out of Geis. 41 yards.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Trying to get it there to D.D. Westbrook, and it's second down.
Looks like they went for the combo play there. A nice ample gain on the ground on the previous play. Going for the big shot on that one unsuccessfully.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 20. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Kaepernick. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. Touchdown, Vikings! Dalvin Cook, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there of the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Geis, and they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2.
At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards there and a first down.
First down.
Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
On first down, this is Geis. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The 49-yard line.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. From the gun, Minshew to throw. Being chased out left. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 22 yards there, a first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Now Minshew. Throw here's incomplete. He was trying to find his tight end, Josh Oliver, and now it's third down.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Looking to throw it, Minshew. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football.
Yeah,
what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Justin Jefferson, the rookie, his intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Lets it fly for Thielen. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen, 75 yards. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Extra point up and good by Bailey. Things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
2nd and 6.
Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on third?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
2nd and 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. On the ground, Geis. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And they'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
35.
A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Jags, the win moves them to 3-9 now on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin.